Kanya! Welcome back to another episode of What's Cooking here on Wake Up Ilocos. We are here right now at Playa Tropical, and here with us is Sir Kenji, the manager of Playa Tropical and Cafe Amara as well. And he is going to prepare for us something na nasa menu, sir, no?
Actually, wala siya sa menu, special order siya.
Okay.
So if we have special events, we have a special menu for that, and the dish I'm going to cook today is included in that menu.
Okay, so ano po ang pangalan ng ating dish, sir?
So today we have something we call Margarita prawns.
Okay, so let's discuss the ingredients. So we have here tiger prawns. If tiger prawns are not available, pwede bang shrimp, di ba, sir?
Pwede naman shrimp, pwede.
Tapos,
Definitely.
We have here honey, lime juice, paprika, tequila, parsley, at saka celery, tapos extra virgin olive oil, and then we have your lemon zest. Yan. So, sige sir, can we start cooking?
Alright, definitely, yes. So, what we're gonna do today is, we're gonna try to marinate our prawns with a special sauce. It's very simple. We're trying to make margarita.
Oh.
So that's why we have tequila, that's why we have lime juice, that's why we have lemon zest. Now everything else, like the olive oil, the paprika, the celery, and the honey, is just to add a little more bang to the taste of the usual margarita. So Chef Sam, what I like to do, I don't know if it's common culinary practice, no, but what I like to do is I like to put everything into the blender so we make the marinade sauce really mix in together.
Kumbaga ipapulse mo na lang.
Yes, ipapulse na lang natin siya. So, I'd like to start out with the dry goods. I'm going to add in the parsley with a little celery. Then we have the lemon zest. I'm going to add a pinch of paprika. A little more. And there you go. Then I like to put in the tequila first. Lime juice. Extra virgin olive oil. And a little honey just to make it more sweet. There you go.
So basically, pwede rin, if Sir Kenji, no, basically when we pulse that, it's gonna come out like it's a vinaigrette.
It's gonna come out like a vinaigrette, that's correct, yes. We are going to pulse it a little. I found it better to pulse it because if I just mix it in together, the olive oil comes out on top. So once you pulse it, talagang
hindi siya mag-emulsify.
Hindi siya mag-emulsify, naghalo talaga siya. Alright, so that's about it.
So how long are we gonna marinate the prawns, sir?
It's good to marinate prawns maximum of 8 hours because we're just gonna keep it in the refrigerator and we don't want to spoil the prawns. So a minimum of 3 hours to 8 hours marinade time. That's why it's a special order because we give it time to marinate pa. Alright, so I'm gonna put in my prawns. Chef, wanna help me?
Okay.
Put in the prawns into this clean Tupperware.
Ayan.
So I have here 10 pieces. With this amount of marinade, we can make you could use it for around 20 to 25 pieces of prawns. About a kilo. So I'm just gonna drizzle this all over the marinade. I mean the prawns. And
so you don't need salt and pepper na for that?
I'd rather just, season it after. Kasi mas malalasahan natin eh. So if you do it now, hindi natin alam, hindi pa natin pwede tikman eh. So I like to salt and pepper after. And so we have this in our Tupperware.
So you're gonna marinate that.
We're gonna close this, seal it, set it aside. Marinate it for minimum of 3 hours, maximum of 8 hours in your refrigerator.
So what are we gonna do now, sir?
So 6 hours passed. We took it out from the refrigerator. It's nice and cool. When you take it out from the refrigerator, you want it to bring it back to room temperature. So you leave it out for mga 30 minutes to an hour.
Yes.
So right now it's in room temperature. So we have our preheated pan here. We're just gonna add a little olive oil since we already have olive oil marinated. Just a little bit.
Just gonna drizzle the pan.
Just a little bit. There you go. Alright. Then
You just wanna wait to...
heat the oil a bit. So Miss Sam, Chef Sam, first time mo sa Playa?
Yeah, like to shoot syrup. Pero I've been here before with the family. Ayan. So, okay. Ganda nga dito eh.
Alright, so I think the olive oil is ready.
Okay.
So you don't want to heat the olive oil for so long kasi mas mabilis siya mag-burn compared to
other oils.
Chef Sam. So I like to get dirty. I like to use my hands a lot.
Ganun naman talaga pag nagluluto, guys. Gaya ang sinasabi niyan sa inyo, use your hands when you marinate, when you do stuff, except for chicken.
Oh, very, yung chicken. Delikadong chicken. So, Chef Sam, if you could see, medyo nag-red-red na yung shrimp natin.
Oo, kasi the acid has been cooking.
Yes. The acid has been cooking it. So, what you want to do is, pwede mo rin i-grill lang. Kasi medyo naluto na siya eh. Since na-marinate siya naman matagal, you just have to be careful not to overcook it. Not to cook it as regular prawns kasi nag-react na yung acid sa kanya. So,
At saka it's peeled.
It's peeled, yes. I forgot to mention that. It's peeled and veined.
Okay, like Sir Kenji said earlier, kung ayaw nyo siyang nasosate, pwede nyo lang siyang i-grill, iyaw-iyaw sa may tabi ng beach ng Playa Tropical. Ayan.
So what I'm just doing now is binabaliktad ko lang siya para evenly cook. And once again, I just want to say na hindi masarap kainin ang overcooked na prawns. So be very careful with it.
Tends to get rubbery, texture of a rubber.
Na.
Tapos yung lasa niya para siyang chalk na ewan. Starchy.
Starchy siya, exactly. So I like to get my little brush here and just
base it with your marinade.
Base it with my marinade a little, pampaano lang ng lasa. And we're almost done with the prawns, Chef. So
As
just a little more. Maganda na yung kulay niya. You don't want it too red. Make sure hindi rin translucent yung isang ibang sides. So you could already smell the tequila.
Tequila and the lemony flavor.
The lemony flavor, yes. This is really good to serve as cocktails kasi very fresh siya.
And for summer.
And for summer, especially now. Lalo na maraming naghanap ng seafood, this is really easy to prepare for maybe guests in your house. Or better yet, come to Playa Tropical and try your Margarita prawns. Ganda pa ng view nyo.
Exactly.
Right, so we're done.
So ipa-plate na natin siya.
I-plate natin siya. Let me just move it to this.
Okay, let me help you.
Thank you. I'm gonna move it to this plate here. One by one.
Ayan. So kung may ventilation lang ang ating mga televisions ngayon ay maaamoy nyo na ang very aromatic at very lemony, tangy flavor ng ating Margarita prawns na linuto sa atin ni Sir Kenji. Only here at Playa Tropical. Ayan.
Alright. So, how I like to plate it, I mean, you could do it your own way, however way you want it. I like to get this big Margarita glass. It's perfect kasi Margarita prawns to. I get a piece of lemon, just put it in the middle there. Get a little parsley, pampaganda lang tignan. There. And then, pinipili ko yung prawns. Sasabot ko lang siya. Just like that. Oh, sexy. Oops. So, in one glass, I'd like to put 8, sometimes 10, kung kasha. And I go for the prawns na nag-curl talaga. So we have here 7, let's just put 8. Okay. So, there we have it.
There you have it, guys. Another great recipe brought to you by, of course, Sir Kenji here, Cafe Amare and Playa Tropical. Ito na ang ating Margarita prawns. So, sir, maybe you would like to invite everyone to come here.
Yes. So, I would like to invite everyone from Ilocos, Norte and Ilocos Sur, and all over the Philippines to come over and visit Playa Tropical, where we serve great food. We have the perfect view. We have an infinity pool. It's just a really nice place to relax. So, bring your friends, bring your family, and come visit us.
So ito na po siya, tapos na naman po tayo, and then join me again next time with Sir Kenji over here as we prepare again another dish from Cafe Amara here at Playa Tropical Resort. See you again next time on another episode of What's Cooking? Only here on Wake Up Ilocos. Bye!
That was Chef Sam with our What's Cooking. Ngayon naman, dumako tayo sa ating
Ilocano Act segment kung saan makikilala natin ang national winner ng Quiz Bee from Divine Word College of Vigan. Siya ay walang iba kundi si Lyndon de Leon. Panukurin natin.
Isang kapatid, ngayon ay nag-aaral sa Divine Word College of Vigan sa kursong AB of Education.
People would always say na I am special or I am gifted, I am intelligent. Pero when I really attest myself late at night, at the end of the day, I am still pretty normal. I mean, I watch TV. I mean, I get hurt. You know, I'm pretty normal. Normal ako sa tingin ko. Wala akong kakaibang or special ability para sa akin. Kaya lagi ako nagtataka. People would approach me, ang galing-galing mo naman, ganyan. And I would just say thank you, I mean. Pero I really don't consider myself special. I don't feel anything special.
Sa edad na 10, pumanaw ang kanilang ama sa sakit na cancer.
You know what, the difficult thing about it, because when it happened, you know what, I was a child, so I really didn't know the impact it would bring to my life. But now that I'm a grown up, I have come to realize that, you know what, losing your father at the age of 10 will really somewhat erase a huge chunk of your life, and those chunk of life will never be brought back anymore. So wala na talaga, it's over. Well, you know, you just have to accept it. I mean, I cannot say na it's God's plan, kasi I don't feel that God would plan naman of someone dying. Pero I guess He allowed it to happen out of a very special reason.
Unang araw ng taong 2003 nang mawala ang kanilang ama. Kaya naman hindi na iwasang makaapekto ito sa kanyang pag-aaral.
It's New Year. You know what? Parang ano nga eh. Whatever, I mean, hanggang mamatay na ako. I mean, all of my New Year, lahat na lang ng New Year ko is, you know, every single New Year of my life, every single New Year that I will be meeting in the near future will always be reminded of my father's death. So, instead of holding nga, sabi ko, I'm fond of saying na instead of holding firecrackers during New Year's Eve, I would hold a candle. But really, when my father died when I was in grade 4, you know what, my studies talaga, bumagsak talaga. As in, I remember this time when my father, he just died. And it was the first time na pumunta ako sa school. And then, during lunchtime, I had to go home. Umuwi ako kasi I felt that my mom needed me, kasi naisip mo kahit sa kabila ng age ko na yun, parang I was 10, pero sabi ko, my mom was alone in the house. She's alone, so I have to be with her. So umuwi ako, and talagang nag-crash yung studies ko talaga. Sobra.
Sa kabila ng lahat, nagsusumikap si Lyndon sa kanyang pag-aaral, at sa darating na pasukan ay magtatapos na siya sa kanyang kurso.
Ayun nga, I mean, people would always ask me again, ano yung mga sikreto ko sa pag-aaral? Ang sikreto ko sa pag-aaral is, hindi ako nag-aaral. I mean, hindi ako talaga yung tipo ng tao na magbubuklat ng notes niya every night. Kasi I believe na there are so many things in life na to be enjoyed. And siguro, yung studies kasi, it should not really be your priority. I mean, you should priority people. Kasi people, it's always about people. I mean, people is better than no people, di ba? So, I would always prioritize people. If, for example, merong exam kinabukasan, pero merong lakad kasama yung mga friends, alam mo yun, I would still go to my friends over my studies. And then, yung studies, saka ko na lang po problemahin pag nandiyan na. I know it's bad, it's procrastination, pero that's the truth, I'm sorry. I have to be honest, right?
Aktibo si Lyndon sa Divine Word College of Vigan. Sa hilig niya sa pagsusulat, siya ang editor-in-chief ng Immaculate, ang official publications ng eskwelahan. Hindi lang yan dahil napili rin ang kanyang column para maisa publiko sa Philippine Daily Inquirer noong June 23, 2010.
You know what, my column, I consider this again as one of the greatest achievements perhaps in my life. Kasi as a writer, I mean, when you get acknowledged with your craft, I mean, it's really something huge. It's really parang, it's really unexplainable eh. Kasi considering that the Philippine Daily Inquirer is the largest broadsheet in the country, and then out of the thousands of submissions, you were chosen. You know what? I was really happy before, and not just that. You know what? The content of my article, it speaks so much about me. So it speaks about my journey. You know, when my father was still alive, we were living. I'm not saying that we were living a wealthy life. Perhaps yung tama lang, we were living an average life. I was really showered with all these things that a child would admire. Yung mga tipo, alam mo yung kakain kayo sa McDo, yung may Happy Meal, yung mga simpleng bagay, yung bag mo kapag nasa school ka is yung may wheels, yung mga ganyan, good times. Pero it just happens na there was this turning point in my life. My father died, and I had to live that life. I have to live. When I say live, L-E-A-V-E, kailangan ko nang umalis sa buhay na yon. It was difficult. It was very difficult. Kasi my mom, she is not used to working. And then she really had to work. And then we had to move out of our house. You know what I wrote there during my high school? I was a member of the special science curriculum class before. And then during my first year, I only had one pair of uniform. This is true. I only had one pair of uniform. And then what would my mother do before is pagdating ko sa bahay, kukunin na niya yung damit, and then lalaban na niya, and then hindi niya yun ini-squeeze. Hindi niya ini-squeeze yung polo, kasi pag ini-squeeze mo, malulukot. And then we didn't have electricity or flat iron at home before. So it really, you know what, looking back at this times, parang, I really can't help but admire how I have grown up as a person. If you would be asking me if I would be given the chance to erase this portion of my life, would I do it? I would say a flat no. No, kasi I love the way how I have become. This is me eh. If you will remove that bad thing out of my life, then this would not be anymore. This would not be me anymore. Hindi na ako to. So, okay lang, yung mga ganung pangyayari sa buhay. And then, yun nga, and then during high school, lumipat na kami dito sa Ilocos. From Nueva Ecija, puli kami dito sa Ilocos. Namin na kami kala tita. My tita, my aunt and uncle, they own a resort. And then during my free time, I would help them run the resort, do the chores. In return, they are sending me to school. Ganyan yung buhay ko. You know what? You just have to strive. I mean, I'm still striving at the moment. I'm striving. But I guess you just have to get this strength out of the people you love, your family and your friends. You know what? They would always help you in those tough times. They would not help you, or they would not manifest their help in the physical world. Pero the mere fact that they are there, despite the fact na hindi sila nakatulong talaga, pero they were there, they were listening, and then, you know what? Those moments, those rare occasions, make life more meaningful talaga para sa akin.
Maliban sa pagsusulat, sumasali rin si Lyndon sa mga quiz bee, regional at national. Miyembro din siya ng debate team ng Divine at sa katunayan, ginawaran na siya bilang best speaker sa ilang debate competitions na nasalihan nila.
Yun nga eh, there's a funny story behind there. Kasi during my first year, I really chose not to be a part of the debating team. Gusto ko dati before is parang doon ako sumali sa ibang contest, which is the extemporaneous, impromptu speaking. And then my very good coach, Mr. Efren Molina, ayan, nandyan siya. And he was telling me, no, you should not be there, you should be in debate. Sabi niya ganyan sa akin. And then I thought of it, na parang inisip ko siya. And then sabi ko, okay, sige, let's try it. Parang let's just try it. And then I was so astonished kasi we made it. I mean, with my other members, with Miss Naval, with sila nandyan sila. And then nakaabot kami sa UP Diliman.
Bilang isang ordinaryong tao at hindi perpekto, marami rin siyang mga kritiko. Paano nga ba niya ito hinaharap?
Yun nga eh. Kasi in school kasi talaga I am not aside from the fact that my face is not a camera material, you know what, when people would look me at school, they would always say na, alang, parang ang yabang niya, parang ang suplado. Kasi I don't smile often. I really do not. Yun nga, tapos when I walk sa corridors, you know what, if I would be running as a student council president, hindi ako mananalo kasi I don't have the charm. Pero yun nga, marami akong mga natatanggap na criticism, yung mga temang, yun, para daw mayabang siya, or ano pa ba, suplado nga, ganyan. Pero, pag mga ganun, when I hear those things, the only thing that I imprint on my mind is that you only see me on the surface. You don't know who really I am. You know what, you only know, perhaps you only know 1% of my life. Try to ask my friends. Try to ask my family, do they find me the same way that you find me? I am different, and I guess human as we are, we tend to criticize. I just live to that philosophy. Kasi even I myself criticize sometimes, or most of the time. So sorry. Pero it's about knowing who you are. It's about knowing who you really are. Kasi sabi nga nila, what others think about you doesn't really matter in life. What still matters is how you think about yourself and how those special people around you think of you. So doon na ako siguro magsistay sa border na yun.
Kailangang magpatuloy ang buhay. Para sa isang Lyndon John de Leon, ang nais lamang niya ay makapagtapos ng pag-aaral at ipagpatuloy ang buhay.
Ayun nga, you know what, I am this kind of person kasi na I don't look, hindi ako yung tipong may long-term goal. Tinitingnan ko lang muna yung mga bagay-bagay na malapit sa akin. Short-term muna. For example, kapag nagbibiruan kami magkaklase, gusto mo nang graduate, ganyan-ganyan. Sinasabi ko, iniisip mo na kaagad yung graduation, eh hindi mo pa nga tapos yung thesis mo. You know, if you know what I mean? Look here. Look here near you. Near your border. Near your boundary. Dito ka muna. Then after fulfilling that, sige, proceed tayo sa next. So if you will be asking me ngayon kung ano yung gusto ko in the future, siguro ang future na yun is yung makapasa ako sa panel sa thesis ko. Siguro yun muna, dun muna. Pero since I am taking up bachelor in secondary education, the only goal or the most noble goal of a teacher is to touch lives. And when I say touching lives, I do not mean touching their lives in a bad way. You know what? You have to touch lives. You have to mold this generation. Kasi yung mga hawakan mong estudyante, sila yung susunod na magmo-mold, susunod na generation. So as a teacher, you know what? I don't consider teaching as a profession. I consider teaching as a vocation. It's more of a vocation. It is not a profession. You are there not to earn money. If you wanna be rich, then you better, sabi nga ng head namin, if you wanna be rich, you better get out of this college. Huwag ka dito. Punta ka sa accountancy siguro. Kasi here in education kasi, you are here because you are touching people. It's not like you are touching dollars, for example. Hindi kasi ganun. You have, and when you are dealing with people, we are talking about sacrifice. Okay, you need to sacrifice. Kasi as a teacher, knowing the condition of our educational system now, ang daming kulang. And then reading yung mga anecdotes from this teachers, na parang sila na yung nagsusupport sa estudyante nila, yung salary nila binibigyan nila sa estudyante nila. You know what? Those actions, they are not human anymore. They are divine for me. And then that's my goal perhaps. I want to touch lives. I want people to remember me as someone who was able to touch lives during his lifetime.
At bilang mensahe sa mga katulad niyang estudyante at may ambisyon.
Okay, so this is my chance. So you know what, sa inyo, to all the students who are really striving, who really wants to become a good student, you know what, you just have to remember that life doesn't end in schooling. Okay, I mean, learning doesn't stop at the four walls of the classroom. There are more things that you will be able to learn outside the classroom. You just enjoy. You know what, the bad thing about people is that they tend to look kasi, I mean, iniisip nila kaagad kung ano nga yung outcome. Just enjoy the trip. Okay, just stay there, journey, kasi nandito ka pa. Just enjoy it, spend it with the people you love, spend it with your family, and then you will come to realize na that simple act you did is enough for you to be considered as a successful person. Okay? If you want to be a good student, enjoy life. That's all I've got to say. I'm not saying that you have to review this, you have to read this and that. Enjoy life. By simply enjoying life, I cannot, you know what, I can attest na just by simply enjoying life, you only not become a good student, but you also become a good person. So, thank you very much.
Lyndon Jan de Leon, may ambisyon at patuloy na nagpupursige para maabot ang gusto sa buhay.
So, shock ni Lyndon Jan de Leon, Ilocano ako.